Good morning. Today we explore one of psychology's most counterintuitive findings, the Flynn Effect. Imagine learning that your grandparents would score significantly lower on today's IQ tests than you do, by nearly a full standard deviation. This is not speculation. It is a documented, century-long trend that forces us to reconsider what intelligence tests actually measure. Let us begin. Here is our roadmap. We begin with James Flynn's landmark 1984 discovery, then unpack what the effect actually means and what it does not. We will examine the numbers, explore the environmental drivers, confront the surprising reversal observed in several Western nations, and close with the unresolved debates that continue to shape intelligence research. In 1984, political scientist James Flynn published a paper that would shake psychometrics. Analyzing 46 years of American IQ data, from 1932 to 1978, he found a staggering 13.8-point rise in mean IQ. That is nearly a full standard deviation. Flynn was skeptical that this represented genuine intellectual improvement. He argued instead that modern society increasingly demands the kind of abstract, categorical thinking that IQ tests reward, a cultural shift, not a biological one. So what exactly is the Flynn effect? At its core, it is the observation that each generation outscores the previous one on standardized IQ tests by roughly 3 points per decade. But here is the nuance Flynn emphasized. These gains do not necessarily mean we are getting smarter in a general sense. They may reflect a profound shift in cognitive style, from concrete, utilitarian thinking toward abstract, scientific reasoning. The tests capture this cultural evolution, not some raw intellectual horsepower. This distinction is at the heart of the debate. Let us look at the trend. This line charts the steady climb approximately 3 IQ points per decade throughout the 20th century. Flynn's original analysis captured a 13.8-point increase from 1932 to 1978. A more recent study tracking 1972 to 2006 found a continuing annual gain of 0.31 points. If you administer a test normed in 1950 to someone born in 1990, they score well above 100 on average. This raises a pressing question. Are we comparing generations on equal footing? Now, consider what happens when these numbers are used in real-world decisions. 13.8 points. That figure, from Flynn's original 1984 analysis, represents nearly a full standard deviation of IQ gain in under half a century. To put that in perspective, if we applied 1932 norms to someone in 1978, a person of perfectly average intelligence would appear gifted. The implications ripple through clinical diagnosis, special education placement, and even legal determinations of intellectual disability. Outdated norms do not merely mislabel, they change lives. What drives the Flynn effect? The consensus points overwhelmingly to environmental factors. Longer school attendance, smaller family sizes, improved nutrition, richer visual media, and a societal pivot toward abstract problem-solving all play a role. Crucially, the speed of the gains, 3 points per decade, rules out genetic evolution, which operates on vastly slower timescales. The Flynn effect is a mirror reflecting how modernity reshapes the human mind. And this environmental explanation sets up the most dramatic chapter of the story. Now, the story takes a turn. In Norway, Denmark, the Netherlands, and several other Western countries, the Flynn effect has weakened and in some cases reversed since the mid-1990s. A 2018 PNAS study suggested the effect may have been a transient environmental boost that temporarily masked an underlying dysgenic trend. If the environmental drivers plateau or recede, the gains vanish. This reversal is arguably the strongest evidence that the Flynn effect was environmental all along. The Flynn effect is not without its critics. First, research from meta-analyses suggests the gains are concentrated in specific domains, fluid reasoning and performance IQ, while verbal and crystallized abilities show far smaller effects. This challenges the idea of a uniform rise in intelligence. Second, some scholars contend that increased test familiarity and sophistication inflate scores independently of any real cognitive change. If true, the Flynn effect may tell us more about test-taking culture than about the mind itself. These debates remain active and unresolved. So where does this leave us? The Flynn Effect is a robust, cross-cultural phenomenon that reveals something profound about the interplay between society and cognition. It challenges the notion that IQ is a fixed, purely biological trait. Its recent reversal in some nations opens new questions. Are we entering a post-Flynn era? What cognitive demands will the next century place on the developing mind? The Flynn Effect reminds us that intelligence, however we choose to measure it, is not static. It breathes with the culture that defines it. Thank you.